Have you ever felt that love could put your life at risk? Tonight, an old, broken bridge over a raging river will test their courage and hearts. Every crack of the wood, every gust of wind, could turn love into a nightmare. Will you dare to cross this bridge with them? Or will the river swallow everything they hold dear? Get ready, because this story will keep you on edge until the very last moment. The old wooden bridge swayed gently in the wind. Robbie stepped cautiously onto the creaking planks. The river below roared, its water dark and restless. Every step sent small tremors through the fragile structure. The night was quiet, yet the silence felt heavy. Moonlight glimmered on the broken beams, creating sharp shadows. Robbie could smell the damp wood and the faint scent of moss. A cold breeze brushed his neck, making his skin tingle. He remembered her smile, the reason he crossed this broken bridge tonight. Her laughter echoed in his mind, soft and haunting. Halfway across, a plank cracked beneath his weight. His heart raced, a sudden chill running down his spine. He stopped, listening to the river swallow the sound of splintering wood. The wind whispered through the gaps, almost like a warning. Robbie looked back, the shore distant and uncertain. He pressed forward, each step slower than the last. The broken sections made him step carefully, balancing against the thin ropes. A shadow moved on the far side of the bridge. He froze, unsure if it was the wind or someone watching him. The rope he held groaned loudly, pulling him into alertness. Suddenly, a sharp noise cracked the air. One of the central planks gave way under his foot. Robbie caught himself on the ropes, dangling above the dark water. The bridge swayed violently, almost tossing him into the river. Panic gripped his chest as he tried to pull himself up. From the darkness, a faint voice called his name. His vision blurred, the moonlight flickering with the movement of the rope. The air smelled of wet earth and danger. Every muscle in his body strained as he inched forward. Then he saw her standing there, her hand outstretched. Her eyes were wide with fear and urgency. Robbie reached for her, the bridge shivering beneath them. A loud crack echoed as another plank split. Time seemed to stretch as they held each other. The river roared below, relentless and unforgiving. And then, the ropes began to snap slowly, testing their grip. Robbie's breath came in short, sharp gasps. The world tilted, the bridge trembling with the weight of their bodies. Something cold and heavy brushed his leg from below. He screamed, gripping her hand tighter. The night grew darker, the river louder, the shadows deeper. Robbie realized the bridge would not hold much longer. The wind howled like a warning through the broken beams. Her eyes pleaded, reflecting his own panic. A sudden movement from the darkness made him freeze completely. And then, silence fell, thick and suffocating. The river's roar paused, as if holding its breath. Robbie's heart pounded, every sound amplified in the quiet night. They swayed together, clinging to the last unbroken rope. And in that moment, the world seemed to wait for what would come next. The rope creaked under their weight, threatening to snap with every subtle movement. Robbie's hands were raw, his fingers aching as he gripped it tighter. Her hand was trembling in his, but she refused to let go. The wind seemed to circle around them, gusting violently as if warning them of the peril. The broken beams groaned and swayed, sending splinters of wood into the air. A cold mist rose from the river, brushing against their faces, chilling them to the bone. Robbie could hear the water thrashing against rocks far below. It sounded like 1,000 fists pounding relentlessly. The river seemed alive, hungry, waiting for even the smallest misstep. He swallowed hard, tasting the coppery tang of fear in his mouth. The rope shifted dangerously beneath them. Each second stretched endlessly, every heartbeat echoing like a drum in the silent night. The moonlight flickered across the water, and for a moment, Robbie thought he saw shapes moving beneath the surface. Dark, indistinct, yet deliberate. His mind raced. Was it just shadows, or something more sinister? Her eyes met his, wide with terror, reflecting his own anxiety. Robbie, be careful, she whispered, her voice trembling yet firm. I will not let go, he replied, voice strained, every word a struggle against the wind. The bridge shook violently again, more than before. The central rope frayed, threads unraveling like spider silk under pressure. A plank below them shifted with a loud snap, sending splinters into the river. Robbie jumped slightly, clutching her hand with desperation. Her breath hitched, each exhale a cloud in the cold night air. The river seemed to rise, roaring louder as if sensing their fear. Robbie scanned the broken bridge ahead. Only a few planks remained intact. Beyond that, it was only gaps, open air, and the churning river below. He had to make a decision, and there was no time to hesitate. Step carefully, he instructed her. Do not look down. She nodded, biting her lip, gripping his hand tightly. They began moving forward inch by inch. The bridge swayed under their combined weight, threatening to toss them into the void at any moment. The ropes groaned alarmingly. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind hit them from the side. Robbie stumbled, almost losing his balance. Her scream pierced the night as she teetered dangerously on the edge. He caught her just in time, yanking her back onto the remaining planks. Their hearts pounded in unison, panic coursing through their veins. Robbie realized that they would not make it across the bridge by stepping alone. He looked around, searching desperately for something, anything, that could help. A thick vine hung loosely from the nearby trees, dangling down toward the bridge. It was long enough, strong enough, maybe, to act as a lifeline. He motioned to her, pointing toward it. With extreme caution, he reached for the vine. His fingers brushed it, and it swayed, making the bridge wobble dangerously. Robbie pulled with all his strength, anchoring it around a sturdy beam. It groaned but held. "This will hold us," he said, trying to steady his voice. She nodded, eyes wide, trembling but trusting him. They attached themselves to the vine, inching slowly toward the far side. Every movement was deliberate, calculated, with no room for error. The bridge continued to sway, almost teasing them with the danger beneath. Below, the river roared like a beast, foaming white as it crashed against jagged rocks. Robbie's mind raced. One wrong step, one broken plank, and they would be swallowed by the river. He focused on the next plank, then the next, guiding her carefully. The vine groaned under their weight, threatening to pull them sideways into the churning water. Robbie's arms shook from the strain, but he refused to let fear control him. Step by step, they moved forward, the tension unbearable. The moonlight reflected on the river, revealing sudden movements beneath the surface. Dark shapes swirled, as if watching, waiting. Robbie's stomach turned, a wave of nausea hitting him. He forced himself to focus, gripping the vine and the hand of the woman he loved. They were halfway across when a sudden crack echoed above them. A beam from the broken bridge gave way entirely. The sound was deafening, resonating in the cold night air. The bridge shook violently. Robbie held her tightly as the rope and vine strained against the weight. For a terrifying moment, they hovered between the sky and the river, suspended by only the vine and sheer willpower. Her face was pale, fear etched into every line. "Robbie, I am scared," she whispered, voice trembling. "I know," he said, trying to keep his own fear from showing. "Just hold on. We will make it." A sudden movement in the river below caught their attention. The dark water rippled unnaturally. Shadows swirled, forming shapes that seemed human yet distorted. Robbie's heart sank. It was as if the river itself had come alive. The forest beyond the river was quiet, almost sacred after the chaos of the bridge. Robbie and her walked slowly, each step measured, as if the earth itself had calmed under their feet. Their hands remained tightly clasped, the warmth between them a small comfort against the lingering chill. The river's roar faded behind them, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the distant call of a night bird. She looked up at him, her eyes reflecting both relief and exhaustion. I thought we might not make it," she whispered, voice trembling yet soft. Robbie shook his head, a small smile forming despite the fear still clinging to him. "Fear brought us here," he said gently, "but love carried us across." They paused near a clearing, the moonlight spilling through the branches. For the first time, they could see each other clearly, beyond the fear, beyond the danger. Her lips curved into a weak but genuine smile, and he felt a surge of emotion he had never known. Robbie pulled her close, holding her as though letting go could undo the night's trials. "I promise," he said softly, "I will always be here for you, no matter how broken the bridges may be." She leaned her head against his chest, breathing in the scent of rain and earth, the memory of fear still vivid but fading. The night air seemed lighter now, the tension dissolving with every heartbeat. The broken bridge stood behind them, a silent monument to their ordeal. Yet it no longer frightened them, it had become a symbol of resilience, of a love that refused to break. Together, they walked toward the path leading home, steps steady, hearts still racing but filled with newfound strength. The river whispered behind them, its roar now a distant memory, as if acknowledging their courage. Above, the stars twinkled faintly, witnessing a bond forged in fear, fear turned into trust, and danger transformed into devotion. And in that quiet night, under the soft glow of the moon, Robbie and she knew that their love was no longer just a feeling, it was a promise, unshaken, unbroken, and eternal. Dash dash dash.